Monday morning, raining, and we are ready to leave for Sweden. Now during this trip we will show you some tips about photography and of course show you where we go. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments below. We don't know how the internet will be, so we don't know when we can upload stuff. But as soon as we find a hotspot, we'll make sure that you get your daily dose of behind the closed doors. Okay, we're just approximately 2 kilometers from the German border, and that's where we always make a stop to pump some diesel, because, well, we're a business, so we can deduct the VAT, which is 21%, so that's a nice advantage, of course, and when we're abroad you can't. So we pump diesel, and of course we do some final internet stuff, because as soon as we cross the border, believe it or not, we don't have internet anymore. You have to buy internet, and that can be very expensive, although we always bring the iPad Pro, and mostly on the Apple SIM you have some really cool deals. Now, if you don't know about this can be a really good tip for travelers in Europe and even abroad. The iPad Pro, or any other Apple device I believe, you can buy with an LTE option, meaning you can put a SIM in there called the Apple SIM, and it's like, I believe, $5 or something. And as soon as you cross a border, you can actually go online and buy a data package. Now, some are very expensive and some are incredibly cheap. Like in the UK, you can get a very cheap one, and in the US you can actually get a very cheap one from T-Mobile. And if you register, you can even get 200 megabytes for free every month. So you create a hotspot on your iPad Pro and you can connect your iPhone or your laptop to it and do some interneting. So as soon as we cross the border into Germany, we won't buy any internet because we're just passing through. But as soon as we cross over into Denmark, that's where we're actually gonna buy internet, because in the Scandinavian countries, actually the last time it was that way, so probably we only buy it in Sweden. But last time we bought it in Sweden, and we could use it in Denmark, Sweden and the other Scandinavian countries. So let's see what happens. But first, let's cross Germany, and that's always terrible in an RV, because you can't drive as fast as they allow you, which is no speed limit. That's actually cool if you drive a normal car. And it's a very long straight road, so it's very boring. So we got some what we call hoorspelen, which actually means like books on our iPhone, so we can listen to those. So, well, we are gonna stop our resting and travel to Germany. So thank you guys for watching, and the next clip you will see is probably in Germany, or maybe even in Denmark or Sweden, because we're gonna try to get to Malmo today, but probably will end up in Denmark. So let's go! Okay, we arrived in Denmark in the first campground, and this is a pretty cool one. As you can see there, you cross that barrier and you can just park your RV and you go to this machine, and up until now we never saw something like this. You just pay around 15 euros and you get a card, and with the card you can use the facilities and you can actually drive away in the morning. So you don't have to go to reception, which can be closed of course sometimes. You just drive in, you pay by machine and you drive out. And the facilities are actually very, very clean, as we are actually used to in Denmark. So let's go to the RV and have a relaxing evening, after of course I edit the video for today. Okay, so thank you for watching this episode of Behind the Closed Doors about our first day on our trip to Sweden. And we're gonna give you a lot of tips about photography, of course, during this trip. And you can ask questions in the comments below. So maybe I will answer some of those questions too. And if you support us on Patreon, I will actually make sure that your questions are being answered. Now, the trip was very good today. We only had a lot of traffic jams in Germany, so we didn't went all the way to Sweden, but we're now in Denmark. And we actually saw a pretty cool transport with tractors and caravans. Now, I don't think that they will go very far, because a caravan behind a tractor, that's not for long distance, right? crossing to Denmark was actually also pretty slow because there was a lot of checks. But we arrived in Denmark. We're going to sleep now. Well, first I have to edit this video, and then tomorrow we'll try to upload it because there's no internet here. Well, that's not a surprise, right? Okay, thank you so very much for watching, guys, and see you in the next episode.